Hey guys, Ivan Blasquez here. Thank you for watching and welcome back. We're going to be discussing a high-fat diet, and in particular what's known as the high-fat diet research model. Okay, this is an obesity-induced dietary model that is used to study or model metabolic disorders of human obesity. So it is intended to mimic the most common cause of obesity in humans. Now, the obvious limitation is animals have a very similar physiology, okay, and this can vary across the animal that's being studied, but ultimately they're different. It's not a precise extrapolation, but it's something that we can certainly draw inferences from. Now, there's a lot of controversy in regards to a high-fat diet, right? Well, let me clear some of that controversy with some of the information I'm going to present. First, I have a gut feeling about a high-fat diet not being ideal, and this gut feeling deals with the gut microbiome, okay? In particular, lipopolysaccharides, which is a major component of the outer membrane of gram-negative bacteria. And this bacteria, this gut bacteria, tends to increase on a high-fat diet. Okay? So, and also the type of fat matters too, whether it be plant versus animal origin and whether it's processed versus a packaged fat. Processed fats are unfavorable regardless of origin. That includes plant processed fats and animal processed fats. Now, olive oil might be the exception to the rule if it's used sensibly and prudently, and because it's obviously a big component of the Mediterranean diet and so forth, and there's a lot of research to support it. But I would say it'd be better to eat the olives, obviously. But if we're going to use olive oil, we want to have the best kind and use it very sensibly and minimally. More as like a flavor rather than you using it like abundantly. Packaged fats tend to be more so from plant origin. And what I mean by packaged fat, I mean that it's not just fat, it's what it comes with. So a plant-based fat such as nuts and seeds or avocados tend to be fiber-bound fats, and in particular nuts have a low metabolism of energy. And they tend to have high polyphenols and antioxidants. So the net effect is a neutralization, okay? What I mean by this is, yes, nuts are high in fat, but they also contain polyphenols and other compounds that can upregulate fat-burning activity and enzymes in the body, right? And typically, plant fats also have fiber, and fiber acts as a fat blocker, okay? So we don't actually absorb 100% of the fat. So this is one of those things that's not talked about when it comes to just looking at the face value of macros. Another thing is fats can create insulin resistance. They act as an insulin blocker, all right? So the pancreas has to pump out more insulin to achieve a job that required less insulin. And this is why when the pancreas releases insulin, this is why it inhibits fat oxidation, because it wants to optimize carbohydrate oxidation and glucose disposal, okay? This has to do with metabolic flexibility and the efficiency of the body to shift in its substrate usage, okay? Also, fats are the least satiating macronutrient. Now, again, there's a lot of research and more things that will come out from this, but that's the prevalent, belief. And fats have a low DIT, or dietary-induced thermogenesis, and they have a high substrate storage efficiency. In other words, storing dietary fat to body fat, we store about 97 to 100% from dietary fat goes to body fat, whereas carbohydrates and proteins, it's lower, because there's a thermogenic cost or energetic cost of converting carbs and proteins to fats, all right? Now, plants are less likely to have a high storage efficiency, plant-based fats, because of the fiber and the phytochemicals, as I mentioned earlier, okay? So I think of animal fats as being more of a packaged fat that has excess baggage, all right? Such as no fiber, no antioxidants. They tend to be higher in saturated fat and cholesterol. So the bottom line is this, guys. We need more research, obviously, okay? But I prefer to hit on the side of caution and moderate fat consumption. And I like to be more on the lower side if possible. But I also don't shy away from fats, particularly plant fats. So my fats are basically nuts and seeds and avocados in sensible amounts, because fats are important. They facilitate better absorption of fat-soluble vitamins such as A, D, E, K. And fats are involved in the manufacturing of many hormones that are important to our health. And also fats help make up our membranes like phospholipids and so forth. So with that, guys, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Enjoy the studies below that I'll list, and thank you guys for watching. Tune in next time.